Hello and welcome back to Fanboys of Gaming Daily Cast. Justin, stop smiling. I am one of your three hosts, Christopher.
I'm Michael.
I'm Justin.
He's Smiley.
I'm very smiley because I got an Xbox One.
Oh yeah, Justin finally. He's late to the party, but I
hmm
mean, I guess.
And talk about the Xbox One,
All right.
that new controller that's going to be coming out.
Yeah, the Elite controller. It's
The
pretty.
Elite controller. We got goodies on that. We got some stuff on a PS4 overly cost projector. Some stuff on Mirror's Edge, Diablo 3 expansion. Shh. It's only hinted. It's only hinted. And Battleborn.
Yes, Battleborn. All right, so Battleborn got a release date. It's February 2016.
hmm
That's not a date. That's a month.
It's close.
I can say a month.
No,
too.
no, here it is. I got
September 2019.
it. It is the 9th of February, 2016.
Oh, cool.
Let's see. There will be an open beta, but there is no set date for that yet.
I mean, I believe there shouldn't be for any game, just because half the time it makes the game get ruined.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people bitch about open betas. But then again,
Okay.
sometimes it brings good things. Most of it's for server stability.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of games wouldn't be right without beta. I was watching a video on YouTube talking about when Call of Duty Black Ops was released and how they had their beta testers, and they were saying like they wish they had an open beta just because they had so many. That game was set back in development like 3 times just because they didn't have the testers to work everything out. That's why Black Ops took so long to come out.
Same thing with the new Dragon Ball Z game. The servers,
Universe?
the servers were so bad that people were actually super happy when they can get in, and like half the time the servers were just offline for like the first 3 weeks the game came out.
Yeah, the servers didn't work almost at all, and when they did work, at least for me, when they did work, I'd get booted like a minute in. I wouldn't even get to actually play.
Now that's a full-on online game, correct?
Yeah.
No,
No, it's not.
it doesn't require online. You can play online, but it is not required. You can play by yourself. If you really want to, you can play offline, which is fine, but some of the things you want to do or some of the ways to quickly level up and stuff like that are the best way to do it is with people online.
Yeah, you need to be online to do it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not really super important, but it does help.
And then we got Mirror's Edge, which is a reboot for some reason instead of the next game.
Why is it a reboot?
It's not
Probably-
a prequel.
I believe it's the fact that they think they could have done better with the first game, so they're like, let's fix this, and then start going on with the story afterwards. And I feel like now that they have a set thing that they can do with the systems, because it came out the system before, and they're like, well, now that that's behind, let's remake it for this system and continue it from there, so it's on the same console like generation.
Yeah,
I
because
don't know.
it Mirror's Edge, the original one, came out pretty late in the generation, and we didn't see anything from them for a long time on it, and so it just kind of faded off. But their main complaint, I guess, was with the story. They didn't like the way that the story turned out or something like that. They liked the way the game plays. They liked the gameplay. They liked all
Well,
that
it was
stuff.
very smooth.
Yeah.
I did play a little bit of it.
Yeah,
I
they
never
kept,
played Mirror's Edge. I just know about it.
it's parkour. It's very nice. They kept pretty much a lot of the gameplay.
Parkour.
They kept the parkour. I think they made some adjustments to the combat system, but the storyline was their big complaint, and they didn't like the way it turned out. So instead of just doing what most companies do and go, well, we'll just fix it in the sequel, they're just like, no, we're just gonna put that to the side. We're not considering
Like,
it canon.
You don't
Yeah.
see this.
Yeah, and
New game.
they're trying to shove it under the rug for the most part, and they said in the interview that basically they're not going back to it. They might, but let's see. I want to get the actual quote. It is a reboot. We're telling Faith's origin story, so the events of the first game actually don't exist, but maybe they will at one point in the future. So
I think people would rather progress the storyline. Like if you were to focus group the demographic. They would all say that they'd rather have the story go on, no matter what way it ended, than just go, oh, we're doing this again. We're going back and doing this now.
Here's the thing, though. I don't believe it'll be the same exact story.
No, neither do I.
No, they're gonna tweak the story and mess with it and figure out the way they want it to work. But the big thing is that they like the way they made the game. They just don't like the storyline of it. So, and I like prequels, but I like prequel or origin stories. I like them when they're not the first game because it's more. Then I'm more intrigued to actually play it.
Oh yeah.
Because then I'm like, well, I kind of want to know how this character came to be this character, like Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna buy Rise of the Tomb Raider because I like origin stories.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
Talk about an origin story. The PlayStation Projector.
PlayStation Projector is. It's like I'm literally just going up to Sony's CEO and just handing him my wallet and go like, go ahead.
here you go. Here's some more money.
Go out and have some fun.
I got a credit card here. Can I have that too?
It's $350.
That is ridiculous.
Which is almost the full price of a console.
Of the freaking console. I'm not gonna go buy 2 PS4s.
It's the projectors like when Sony and Xbox. I don't remember if you guys remember these, but they used to make. They still do, but not many people buy them. They make these clamshells that look almost like carrying cases,
like a rugged.
Oh sure.
It's a rugged case.
Yeah. You would put your PlayStation or your Xbox in it, and it has a TV in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a mini display.
And it's kind of like the evolution of that. It doesn't come with a case, obviously, but it's for when you want to take it somewhere with you. I personally would prefer the clamshell kind of thing.
It isn't even that. The projector itself isn't even that good.
No, it's 32 lumens. It can get 720p and up to 120 inches, which isn't too bad for that price of a projector. But you can still get such a better projector for that price. You can get 1080p, probably up to 155, and with the replacement bulbs, I can't see how you would be able to replace that light bulb in it because every projector bulb goes out.
Okay, I'm about to smash Mike's little defense here. We were talking before the show about camping and how they're like, well, you don't have to haul a TV to camping. All right, let's start with the fact that no one hitchhikes to go camping. No one like walks through the woods like 100 or like 20 miles. You know, like this is the perfect spot. They drive to a camping. They drive to what do they call them? Like fairgrounds or campsite, stuff like that. And no one's gonna go, oh. I'm bringing already my whole life with me.
Forgot my generator. Sorry.
Forgot my generator. Can't run the TV.
You forgot. They're gonna go. I'll just bring a TV. They're not gonna go like, all right, I'll just bring this projector. Like this projector is.
I'm curious as to why Sony decided to make a projector when they don't have an official chat pad. They don't have an official remote. They technically are coming out with an official remote that we talked about.
We already ran over that.
But it is not made by Sony. Sony just basically kind of gave them the money to put their stamp on it. And I don't really understand why they're investing in these awkward different things or making these different things. Then again, Sony may have already made this projector and then they're like, it'd be really cool if we advertise this for the PlayStation.
I do believe it's the fact that partially it's they already have it made, and part of it is that they want something original because a lot of the stuff they've been doing hasn't been original.
I'll give them that. The projector idea is more original, but it'd be different if it was like, I'm trying to think of a way I would market this, but if you bundled them together, just like people were asking for a PlayStation 4 Vita bundle. They have bundled them together at one point in the past, but not as like a giant bundle. It was like $700 for the both. Yeah, it was
instead of the $800 it would be.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't really anything great. I mean you just got the Vita and you got the PlayStation. That was it.
I'd rather just give them my foot. Like at that point, you may as well just give them an extremity.
I don't need my foot anyways. Because I'm gonna be sitting here playing games all day, so you can just.
We'll talk about playing games all day. Diablo 3.
Okay, Justin. We're gonna let Justin talk about this because he's over there getting giggly over it.
It's my favorite game for the longest time, and it's just because you can get loot so easily. It's it's like the complete opposite of Destiny. Like this is just you can get legendary gear from the beginning,
Hmm.
and since the last expansion gave you a brand new character, which has been brand new. They've never done this for a very long time.
Hmm.
And I'm hoping that they put in someone else besides the Crusader. Like, put in another new class. That would make me extremely happy because the Crusader has actually been my favorite since I played him.
Oh, interesting. I haven't played Diablo much with you. I've played Diablo with you, but not for extended period of times.
You have to play with me. I'll get you up to level 10,000 like a day,
Oh, fantastic.
and then you can,
You can just destroy everyone. They put up for job listings. Yeah, career site. Blizzard career site. They're looking for someone with a passion for games with a deep understanding of the Diablo franchise as an art director for an unannounced project. So the assumption is that it will be a expansion for Diablo. That is what people are assuming at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I doubt we're gonna get a new Diablo anytime soon because those games take very long to make.
well, not only that, but the developers and that were really pissed off at the end of the third one. And that's partially why they were saying they wanted it to be the end of the series. So that's why I believe there won't be a fourth one at all.
Well, it's like
Yeah, what was wrong with it?
Nothing. They were just done with it.
yeah,
They-
it's like
they-
movie directors when they make so many of the same series, like Michael Bay's with Transformers, that kind of thing. Like they're just like, yeah, we love this series, but we just kind of want to put it to rest and start with something new.
Mhm.
So I don't blame
mean,
them.
Blizzard's very good at that. Just saying, we're done with this. Here's here's the same type of gameplay, but in this new game.
Yeah,
Try that, and then everyone just starts swarming to it.
like they got Hearthstone now too. Hearthstone's a new thing for them. It's not brand new. It's been out for a while now, but
it's also based off of the WoW characters, which is nice. A lot of people can relate to it.
yeah, but it's
So-
a card game, which
Yeah.
is very different for them. They generally stick to MMORPG kind of stylings.
Hmm.
So
Or stuff like Dota and that.
yeah, exactly. They stick with third person overhead for the most part. So do card games out of their styling, but it's nice to see them at least looking at Diablo and seeing like, well, we need to figure something out. We need to do something. And art director is obviously something for new character designs or new enemy designs. So it's got to be something of decent importance.
Hmm.
So
I believe it.
we'll see what happens there. It won't be for a while. The big reason people were speculating this, I guess, was because Blizzard didn't say anything about Diablo at Gamescom. They talked about all their other franchises, but they didn't talk about Diablo at all, which I guess people took as weird.
Look at that! Look at that one thing of hair that I have sticking up on my head. Do you see it?
Yes, I see
I'm looking at my camera and I'm like, that looks bad.
it.
Well, on that note,
Nope, we have a controller to do.
I thought we did that from the beginning.
No, we brought it up when we were saying the
Oh, right.
on the points.
Yes, we didn't talk about the
I didn't think we were
Xbox
gonna
one.
do that, but I caught you.
Good job, Gustav.
Thanks.
So-
I tried.
So we finally got all of the information about the Xbox One Elite controller. It's not just a $150 controller that you can change out your buttons for.
It does a heck of a lot more.
Yes, it does a lot more. There's an application. I'm not quite sure if it's whether for your phone or for. I'm assuming it will be on the computer, but it may or may not be on your phone. I'm not quite sure why it'd be on your phone, but it's for programming the controller to your specifications.
That would probably be on the Xbox.
Yeah,
It should be too.
yeah, I would expect it to be on the Xbox also. I'm trying to find the key point here. I am sorry.
Well, on while you're looking for that, it still has all the same button layouts that you saw. The 4 square buttons on the back.
That is cool. That is like my favorite part of the controller are those extra paddles on the back.
Which on a normal modded controller you can. I've seen some online that have been about $120, so they are a little bit cheaper than this, but they're not from Xbox, so those won't come with a warranty. These probably will.
Yeah.
You said, Mike, you were talking about how you can change the sensitivity of stuff.
Yeah, So it says here in this article, the Elite's customization goes much deeper than the swapping out of different thumbsticks for the lengths. You can adjust trigger dead zone, download custom button binding profiles for certain games, tweak haptic feedback intensity on a motor by motor basis, and even completely remap the button functions. So the button bindings, I believe, is like controller presets. I believe that's what that means. Like when you go in and you go to adjust it to like whatever from standard to southpaw or something like that. There'll be different ones of those, or you can just completely remap everything to how you want it. You can determine how quickly the trigger dead zone is when you press down on the trigger, but there's a certain amount of space before it actuates. Yeah. Like when you first get within that first couple centimeters of pushing it in, it doesn't actuate. So I mean, if you really wanted it to be like to actuate as soon as you tapped it, you could do that, which is really nice.
So it'd be like from having an analog where it's just a magnet and a spring to see how much you push it to just pushing the button like in the olden days, like just pressing like A compared to moving a joystick right.
Yeah. Pretty much. That would be the gist of it. I didn't see anything about joystick dead zones.
I don't think there will be a joystick dead zone. I believe they'll change the feel and the throw of it, as in the strength and the like return, how strong that'll be. Because I mean, you always need some type of dead zone in that, just because you need to go from slow to fast. You will always need that type of thing. It can't just be you go right and it just automatically goes full right.
Yeah. I was just curious because when I was looking at it, that happened to be one of the few things that wasn't in there. I do like the design of it. I like the monochrome. It very much reminds me of when they first introduced the transforming D-pad on the 360. And I like the D-pad. I'd like to get my hands on it and see how it feels.
I had one of those.
I also had one of those. I'd like to see how it functions, though. I'd like to hold that controller in my hand and kind of see how the D-pad rotates, try some different thumbstick lengths. Because sometimes the longer ones kind of mess up my feel with the controller. Because I feel like it just takes longer for me to maneuver.
I'd actually like to see what the shorter ones feel like, to be truthfully honest. Because I have bigger hands. The longer thumbsticks, actually, to me, I feel like would be even more of a burden, just because I had to open my hand up more.
Yeah, your hand would be like this. It'd be all like awkward. It was like that that guy from Burger King, the like tiny hand guy commercial. It'd be like the reverse of that.
That is a really awkward thing to bring up.
I love that commercial.
Well, but, on that note,
we're just gonna. I think with this controller, to quote Mike again, it is a great time to be a gamer.
Oh yeah,
it really is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're finally getting what you asked for. They were saying they wanted some type of scrub controller.
What you're paying for.
Yeah,
and you don't want to have to send it to some guy that's, maybe doing it out of a workshop or his garage, or you don't really know where these controllers are going. You don't know if your stuff's going to be screwed up. I know, like, Apple products, if you take them to an unauthorized Apple, somebody that repairs it, I can't think of the correct term,
they'll beat you with a belt.
A retailer.
Yeah. Well, anybody that would fix those products, when they take them apart, there's different things that could go wrong with it. A lot of it has to do with shock. So, at least if you get it from Microsoft, you can send it back in and not have to worry about it. If you screw something up with the programming, I'm sure there'll be a way to figure out how to fix it.
I believe there'll always be a full reset button, just nice and big in a green lettering, and it's
not a button
sitting in the bottom right.
I hope something in the programming, because knowing my luck, I'd tap it.
Oh no, that's what I meant. In the programming, there'll be a big green button saying reset.
Yeah, a way to reset it pretty easily, because a lot of people that are going to buy this may not necessarily have ever messed with modded controllers before, which is very much what Microsoft's targeting with this, is people that have modded controllers but don't want to pay super expensive prices for them and want a guaranteed, like, all right, this is a modded controller basically, but you don't have to worry about if it busts or something like that, or something goes wrong with you sending your controller in, or blah 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 blah. So it's nice to have that security.
Oh yeah. Well, on that note, let's hope that everyone gets a chance to feel or play with the Xbox controller.
Feel it. Love it.
check us out in descriptions below. You can check us out on fanboysofgaming.com. We have a Facebook group. All links in what we talked about will be below us.
How many more times are you going to say that the links are going to be below us, Justin?
Until they know.
Yep, pretty much.
Know.
Are you aware that the links will be above us?
No, I'm not. I mean,
see? Now they'll be above me.
What if I was just a jerk and I just posted this entire video upside down? How'd that make you feel?
It would be really... I don't think the viewers would enjoy that.
No, I don't think they would.
I mean, just click Chris's face. It'll be fine.
Okay, bye.
Peace out, you guys.
We'll see you in the next one.